Cambodian ESL teacher. I haven't done one of these in quite a while. Don't worry, I do have clothes on. Um, it is Saturday evening. I got a little soy sauce on the bottom of my nose, which already draws enough attention, so I'll just pull back. Um, my wife will be here within 2 months, maximum. Excellent. Very excited about that first and foremost. Job is going well. It's quite easy work. It's a little more hours than I wanted. I'm doing 25 hours a week, which is what I was doing at the old school, but it's much different because I am teaching 2 classes a day. Well, in reality, I'm teaching 4 classes, but 2 of the classes are the same as each other. Both classes. Let me rephrase that. In the morning, I start with CEP 5, and then I have AEP 8, and then in the afternoon, I have CEP 5, AEP 8. So I'm only really creating 2 lessons, which is really not the truth anyway. The only time lesson plans are required is when you get observed. Otherwise, do it any way that you feel is best. The school is very encouraging. Anything we provide for you is just a suggestion. It's an option. It's a format. Do it the way you want to do it. So lots of freedom. The kids speak better English than any of the schools I've worked at in China. My second set of little kids, which is my first class in the afternoon, are extremely needy. I do have to admit that. They need to be noticed all the time, and it gets a little frustrating at points. They want me to know they have the right answer, even though I'm not ready for that question yet. I like to explain the answer after somebody gives it so everyone understands it, but they just want to answer the next question to show how smart they are. They get up and walk around. As soon as you tell them to sit down, they sit down, but telling them 10 times a class to sit down can be frustrating. I even put down a line of red tape because they kept approaching me. I put a line down and said, once you cross this line, you're in hot lava and your feet will burn off. So don't cross over here. Give me space. Actually, that's kind of working. My passport is being held right now because it's being converted into from a tourist visa to a work visa, and once that happens, then I can open a bank account so they have some place to send my salary. That's the only way they do it. Fortunately, even if I don't get the passport back by payday, I still have enough funds to keep me going another few weeks if that were the case. It's a beautiful country where I'm in a very large congested city. I mean, I'm not seeing a lot of countryside or even grass for that matter. But the people are extremely friendly. I was invited for a beer this afternoon by my new neighbors at the apartment. Locals. They don't live in the building itself. They live on some of the more run-down buildings that are surrounding. I'm completely surrounded by run-down buildings. But as you can just from the background, you can see I live in a nice apartment. I'm very happy with it. Not enjoying the social scene as much as I can. Just kind of, the only time that I really go out is when I go exploring in what I call scouting for when my wife gets here, looking for places that we'll enjoy together. But until she gets here, I'm being extra careful with money because there's still a plane ticket. At the very minimum, there may be other expenses as well. So I want to make sure those funds are available when needed. So that's the main reason I'm staying in. Also, I don't want her to worry about me. Whether I'm in danger or not, whether people are trying to give me a hard time. Um, and I mean, I didn't really come here for that. I've said that multiple times. I didn't join a gym because I don't plan on staying that long. Right now, we're looking at maybe 6 months to a year here, and then off to the Philippines for good. But I'm also trying to save money. Um, so my apartment complex has a very small gym up there, I admit. It's only one, what I call an all-purpose machine. It's a multi-purpose, I shouldn't say all-purpose, because there are some exercises that you just can't do on it. And some that I can do, but I could do much better if I had different equipment. But if I combine that, and you know I have a massive collection of resistance bands, I can make it work until then. I would, once my wife comes here and the money is comfortable, consider bringing in like an extended dumbbell set. Not just something that stops at like 20 kilos, but something that maybe goes up to 40, 45 kilos. Like a little rack or something. It would be great if the landlord would pay for it since it's going in her gym. But it would be acceptable if she split it with me. But once I'm sure that the finances are all in order, I'll probably end up buying it anyway, even if I leave a few months later. I'm definitely not going to bring them with me to the Philippines, that's for sure. That's something too. Hey, Thomas Clark, Harbin Kiwi. Yeah, just talking about working out in my little home gym on the top floor of the new apartment. It definitely needs more equipment, but I'm kind of clever with that stuff, so I'm getting the best out of it that I can, and always experimenting. Since Thomas is here, good friend of mine from my wrestling days, I will turn the topic to wrestling. I miss wrestling. There was just a series of shows last week, as you know, and it was a shame that I couldn't go. It was nice that they left me in the posters. I'd like to think it was done out of respect, but probably not. Anyway, one of the wrestlers wrote a very glowing article about me, which posted at a time close to the wrestling shows. So that was nice to get some attention, even though I wasn't there. It reminded people of who I am, what I do. It also reminded people that I didn't quit, I didn't get fired. It was the situation itself that caused me to move on. And there's always a possibility that I'll be back. So a little bit bored today, I must admit. I went out looking for a saucepan because I bought a can of Campbell's soup, tomato to be exact, and I can't find a saucepan anywhere. I went into like 5 different stores. Only one store had it, but it was in a set. And you had to buy the whole set of pots to get the one saucepan. And I have enough pots. I don't need more pots. And one of them was a 2-pot set with really thin tin. And they wanted $32.95 US for it. And I wouldn't pay $3.20 US for that set, let alone 32. Yeah, it was real flimsy. They had some nice ones, but it was part of a set. I'll find it at the Russian market, where they have everything. And I was there this morning, but I didn't think of it at the time. But I did buy some more dress shirts. I bought 2 because I was able to haggle a deal to get a lower price if I bought 2 instead of 1. So they wanted to charge me $30 per shirt, and instead they charged me $20. What else did I buy? I bought these cool new shades. $5. I bought these slippers that I'm wearing indoor. I opened the little clip here on purpose just to give myself a little extra breathing room. I would probably clip them if I were using them as outdoor sandals or slippers. What else is going on? You know, School is good, like I said. Very excited about my wife coming here. Business is down, both the supplements and the virtual training. Hopefully it'll pick up. No guarantees though. Um, what else? Last night I noticed that my feet, especially like right below my inner ankle, there was like a purple color. And I posted it on WeChat, and several people suggested that it was poor circulation. Well, yeah, I think so. But what's the cause? Well, I consulted Dr. Google, and of course, you know, Dr. Google is a doomsayer. What is my favorite insect to eat? I do like crickets. Grasshoppers are good. Those locusts, you know, I bought them. I paid 10,000 Cambodian real for them, which is in American money $2.50 for a big plastic bag. I didn't even want that many, but it's like a one size fits all thing. I don't remember eating all of them, yet they're not in the refrigerator, so something happened. I'm the only one here. I don't know, but yeah, but I've been eating insects since China, our first city. Just those little, actually not little, those big, thick, green, gooey worms or whatever they are. And I've had some I didn't like. I've had snake, I didn't like that, way too crunchy. I had scorpion, and it's gonna sound like I'm joking here, but too prickly. It was just too sharp. It wasn't worth it. In Cambodia, they love these teeny little clams that you have to manually open yourself. I'm not used to that. I always cook them until they open, but these don't. You have to really dig your thumbnails in opposingly and pull it apart. And the first 2 or 3 times I ordered these, I didn't know how to do it. And the first time, the woman at the restaurant, which was just like a little stand in the open market, opened every single one for me. But like I always say, and I tell this to my students, if you give a man a fish, he eats for a night. If you teach him how to fish, he eats for a lifetime. So the guy at the last restaurant showed me how to do it. He even asked permission to put his hands in my food, which was kind of nice. I'm not a squeamish guy. Things like that don't bother me. Never have, never will. And my teaching colleague wears his mask at all times, sprays his hand all the time. I only wear the mask because it's required either professionally or socially. If you're the only one without a mask, there's kind of an awkward feeling to it. But I've always had a strong constitution for things like that. I don't get sick very often. Even when I get injured, it's only for a day, 2 days at the most. Except for this last neck injury that I had last year at the Anshan WLW. Is that what the Fed was? I don't know. Hey, I was the champ. I don't even know what the Fed is called. Yeah, that DDT that Mamba gave me, not his fault. I spiked myself because I got distracted. I was supposed to be DDT'd onto my own chalkboard or whiteboard, and we didn't tell the referee. He saw it on the ground. He saw my head was going there, and he kicked it away, and that's what distracted me, and I ended up spiking myself. But you edited the video, Thomas, if you're still here, so you saw what happened. My wife is chiming in on WeChat. I don't know if you can hear those, so I am going to cut this short. Maybe I'll do it again later. It's fun doing this. Haven't done it in a while. How do I stop? How do I stop? Maybe I just hit this X.